Speaking of music, it's going to be all music tonight. I'm very pleased and happy that we've got a couple of gentlemen in the studio here to sit and talk about songwriting. Now you know that I'm a songwriter, and we've talked about it with a lot of the musician friends that I bring in to talk, and we talk about the process and stuff. But these are two cats that are doing it, and they've got a band here that's going to play the stuff. So without further ado, I just want to say welcome to the studio. Max Macrides, how are you?
Thank you.
Very great to have you here.
It's good to be here.
Dominic, how are you, sir?
Doing very well.
Thank you for coming into the studio. Did you find us okay?
Yeah.
I mean, Washington Street, how tough can it be to get here, right?
Basically, yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about, well, how did you cats get together? Have you been working together for a long time now, for a while?
It's kind of a funny story, actually.
I like funny stories.
We both graduated from Boston Latin School, class of 2006, and senior year, I was in a music theory course, and the way the lunch breaks worked out, I was walking down to grab some food, and I heard the most amazing piano playing coming from the chorus room. So I wander in there, and lo and behold, Dom is at the piano, playing a little piece, and I said, "Oh, dude, what song is that?" And he said, "I don't know, I just wrote it." And I said, "Well, you want some lyrics?" And he said, "Sure." And we've been working together ever since.
20 years. 20 years.
20 years. It seems like it goes by in no time, doesn't it, Tom? It's a quick turnover. Dominic, how long have you been playing the piano, the keyboard?
I've been playing piano since I was about 6, but I've only really got interested in music since like 2000. Something clicked in me. I'm like, oh, yeah, this is what I want to do now. I think I learned a song at my church, and then I performed that at the Youth Sunday, and it was just fantastic. I'm like, yeah, I can get into this.
So the performance end is also part of the hook for you. You enjoy getting up there and letting people hear what's going on.
A song is meant to be heard, yes.
Yes.
I prefer the writing aspect, but I also love playing, as you'll see tonight.
Yes, you are going to sneak up there and play. I'm really happy about that part. Max, are you purely a lyricist, or do you play an instrument as well? I think I've seen you play before. Have I?
I don't do that much playing these days, but in the old days I did.
What's your instrument?
I play bass guitar, electric bass, and I've just picked it up again after.
You know, it might have been your other brother I saw playing drums.
Yes, Alex.
Alex, might have been your younger brother I saw playing drums.
He's tearing up the Berkeley All-Stars.
Is he?
Yeah, he's plays saxophone too, and that's what he's playing there.
Hey, that's great.
Yeah, we're very proud. The whole family. I bet you are. Very proud of him.
Your father, if I can dip in a little bit, is a great drummer from out in our area. He's played in many combinations. Not to one of them, of course, is the Mr. Kurt Ensemble.
Indeed.
Which is very popular and working group. And that's how I think that's how the road got this way. Mr. Kurt is one of our producers, so turned us on to you. When you're writing, here's the age-old question: what comes first, the lyrics or the music?
Depends on the song. Every song is different.
Okay.
Yeah, the way we write is different every single song. Usually, since actually we were long-distance writers for a time, since he was at UMass Amherst and I was at Berkeley for college, he'd send me over some ideas, some scraps, some random lines he had during the week.
You mean Berkeley School of Music, not Berkeley in California?
No, I was
Carrying
here.
protest signs around. None of that? Okay.
No. He'd send me little scraps of lyrical ideas, and I'd mull them over for a while, and I'd pick out a melody for one that I really liked, one that really struck me, and then we'd take that idea and expand it a little more into like a chorus, and then we'll work on that, and that's how the majority of our songs got together. Or sometimes I'd come up with like an idea for a cool chord progression or a cool little motif line that I like, and I'm like, Max, what has this strike you? And he'll come up with like a little figure. I'm like, okay, and then we'll expand from there. We always start small with a little tiny idea, fragment, and we make that the general kernel for the song.
Do you work sitting side by side? Do you ever find yourself in the studio sitting there together and banging out something or finishing something up?
Yeah, from time to time. One of the songs you'll hear tonight, Any Other Way, we were sitting virtually side by side. We did it over 2 days, Skyping together.
Oh.
Yeah, we were at school.
Modern tech.
Yeah, and was one of the funnest songs to write, I think, ever.
Now, do you write the melodies as well, or are you just purely putting?
I started purely lyrics.
Yeah.
But now we all sort of cross over with each other. Dom will suggest.
I've been teaching him music. He's
I've
been
been
teaching me
teaching him
how to
lyric.
write English. Yeah.
Which, by the way, is the worst language in the world. I mean, they get all these words that. Well, anyways, I didn't say that. I teach.
But yeah, no. So we've been trading. We've been trading knowledge a little bit.
Well, that's great. I mean, a collaboration like that that works. How long have you been actually doing it?
This is 5 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And speaking of collaboration, we love writing with other writers, especially singers. As you see tonight, one of the songs we wrote, Unfair, we wrote with one of Boston's own, Ernest Official Dudley, who's going to sing tonight.
Excellent.
He's a great writer, he's a great friend, he's got a great ear, a great piano player, and you'll see him on the stage tonight doing his thing.
Great. Have you had any of those Lennon and McCartney moments where yes, I will, and no, I won't may brew itself to the top?
Not.
Are you guys old enough to know what I'm talking about?
Actually, sadly, yes.
Okay.
No, not yet. I don't think. Nothing that's brewed to the top, at least.
Okay.
I mean, are you gonna,
No, it's still bubbling, it's here.
still bubbling.
It's there. It's coming. No. I'm not trying to stoke any fires on live TV.
He gets animated about some things that have to be in a song or out of a song. We do clash from time to time.
Right.
yeah, but
Well, I think any kind of partnership is going to have those kinds of road type of things. Have you gotten to the point where you're able to say, listen, the middle eight's got to be sound a little different. Can we change this a little bit here and there?
Oh, yeah, totally. And he's gotten to the point where he'll go, what does that line mean? And I'll explain it, and he'll say, that makes no sense. You got to go back.
Well, that absolutely happens. I've had that happen to me where Tim has gone, we'll do that later. Yeah, we'll talk after practice, And that does happen, and it's a real thing. Have you ever considered getting up on stage and performing some of these pieces?
Oh, absolutely. But we wanted to put our best foot forward tonight, and
So they're keeping you off the stage.
Actually, no. Yeah, I was the one who said, you know what, we should probably go find another bass player.
Yeah, we'll find out to professionals.
Yeah.
Well, no, found out to professionals is the answer. It really is. I mean, first of all, if you, as someone who writes, it's so personal, and especially for a lyricist, the message in the words and the piece that you're trying to convey, the information you're trying to get across, is so personal sometimes. You do want it to be, its best foot forward. Are there any studio works in the mix? Is some of these things going to be?
We have 5 songs right now that we've taken through a laborious process of different studios and remixes and mixes.
So you have been in the studio.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
good. That's
yeah.
good. That's good.
We've actually wanted to put, we've put some stuff out there, and we've gotten a couple single song agreements and everything.
Great.
But, we're still writing, we're still just having fun.
Right.
And all our stuff is online at our website.
Which is?
Macridesandfrench.com, which is great. It's got our digital album up there. You can check it out, and if you like anything.
We're working on a music video too.
Excellent.
Do we have a clip of that?
Oh, no.
No clip? Sorry.
Did you bring one?
Oh.
Dom, we have to write the thing first before we can. We're working on it. Yeah, Dom's,
Okay,
Dom's
we've got a
making
comedian
joke.
in the house.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah.
Don't do that to me. If I don't, where's the clip?
Thank you, Leno. Thank you.
Do you ever have any of those moments where something hits and you know that you've got to get this down now? See, I'm a bolt of lightning guy. I can't say next Thursday I have 2 hours in the afternoon to finish these 4 songs. I can't work under that kind of pressure, I guess it's called. When you have these lightning bolt kind of situations, do you call each other up? Do you find time to get together quick? Is there a tape recorder next to your bed? I mean,
Yes.
Yes, there should be.
The iPhone, wonderful product.
Yeah, no, there should be,
And I like the old school, writing it down. I always keep my lyrics, my notebook, my rhyming dictionary, my thesaurus, and I printed out some lyric sheets from online that I can fill in some worksheets. And
Oh, that's neat.
So I keep them with me everywhere I go.
See, I have to use the tape recorder because when I get up the next morning, I'll look at something and I'll go, what does that say?
Basically, everything that you'll hear today has survived at least 48 hours before I took it to Dom.
Well, that's great. I'm thrilled about that. You know what we're going to do? Is we're going to take a quick break. we're going to throw something on from the old vault. You regular cats are probably sick of, but that's too bad. I like these videos. You're going to see them again. But, and Dominic, you're going to jump up and join everybody. And why don't you tell us right now, before we do that, who are the musicians so that people will know when they get up there?
Well, we've got a killer guitarist, Ken Marks. My lovely replacement, Molly O'Connor.
Connor.
Oh, Molly Connor, I'm sorry, Molly.
Molly Pope.
Molly Pope, my bad. Alrighty, and I've just a transcendental drummer, her brother, Connor Pope.
Okay, as you see, Max was not involved in the planning process at all.
Yep.
Well, that's great. Well, listen, okay, what we're going to do, what we'll do is we're going to take a quick break. We're going to take a look at a out of the vault at Low Budget Records. And we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Max and I will talk for another couple. Well, welcome back, gang. My name is Glenn Williams. You're watching It's All About Arts. This is BNN TV Channel 9, and we're in Studio B, and that was fantastic. It was great. They're back here, Dominic and Max. Thank you, guys. Dominic, awesome job.
Thank you.
Really, really good. And you know, I don't know if you saw him over here. I know you didn't at home, but he's sitting here with his eyes closed, listening and doing every lyric along with you, Cass. So it's, it must be tough to play in front of the author. I know I would have a hard time doing that. But congratulations, those are beautiful, beautiful pieces.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
There's a definite style going on there, and I think that that vocally the cats did a great job, you know. And these are five. Are these the four songs that you kind of have canned and kind of moving about?
Yeah, some of them. Yeah, 4 of them are, and then I think we have another one up on our website. That is.
Which is again?
Macridesandfrench.com.
Right. Let me ask you this. I like to ask people that are anyone that's creating anything on multiple terms. Do you work on several pieces at a time?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. It's just the way we work. It doesn't mean that it's, But whenever a line strikes you, it doesn't make sense to let it go away. Oh,
Right.
it'll come back to me later. Maybe not. Grab it while you can.
Exactly. It's an inspiration thing. Whenever something strikes, that's when you work on. Then eventually we'll have several projects we're going to juggle at once, and we'll finish it when lightning finished striking us.
Yeah.
Twice.
Well, that's that's always been an issue with me, is that if I have a couple of songs going, I have a tendency they all kind of sometimes, maybe it's just because of me, end up in C and end up end up ending in the same kind of direction. It's good to be. Do you think having somebody to work with alleviates that problem? Maybe helps that out a little bit. I mean, do you have your thing you're working on, and you have your thing you're working on?
It certainly takes the pressure off.
Mm-hmm.
I can write 20 different little lines or something and send them off to Dom at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I can trust him that he'll pick through and find the one redeeming line out of all of it. One of my favorite lines from Put the Day on Hold was the line Dom wrote. So it's, we swap, we trade, and it really takes the pressure off.
Well, it has to be a collaboration, I think.
Yeah.
The days of here's the music and I'm going to go and you put the words to it, aren't with us, I don't think, anymore. I don't know of anybody that really works that way without being able to get some input from both sides. You mentioned quickly about the possibility of having other bands perform your pieces. Is there a strict interpretation of the song you're expecting from other bands?
No, at least, I think part of the joy of being a songwriter is you get to watch the creative process as you create it, and then you get to see how somebody else interprets it.
Right.
The songs tonight, we reworked them so that we could do them live in the studio. What you would hear on our website, while similar, would be very different in certain ways too.
Right.
And I get tired listening to the same thing over and over again.
Oh, you've just begun. You have no idea what it's. Well, maybe you do, but you don't after the amount of times I've done it, where you sit and finally, when a CD is ready to go out, I can't listen to it anymore. It's just one of those. You grind it down to such a fine thing that it's now. But there's always going to be that one little thing that you are the only one that hears. that the instead of the in there somewhere that drives you a little crazy. Where does it stand right now? I mean, are you just compiling these songs? I know that you said you brought these cats into play tonight. I mean, is there a... I mean, Dominic, you must have a band. Are you gigging someplace?
Yes. Well, first of all, the music right now, it's a passion. We just love writing, so that's the compiling part of it.
Right.
We're going to keep writing until we're tired of music, which doesn't seem like it's going to be.
Oh, that's not going to happen.
Yeah. So we're going to keep compiling,
yeah.
say.
Yeah.
But as for like getting it out there, I'm working on some projects. I'd love to have a band, and it's all about finding the right singer.
Well, no
Anyone
question.
out there
That
like to,
interpretation, sure. Yeah. Sure.
Come join this boat.
You say you'll do it until you're tired of music, but there's some other things that get in the way sometimes too. They're called families, children.
Nah, they're good.
I love them dearly, but there's always life that comes along. Are you writing from experience?
I mean, what?
I mean, has your heart been broken?
Well, yeah. I mean, I wrote Any Other Way. Well, I, was dealing with a woman I cared very deeply about, but for reasons that I can't get into, I couldn't say
Not
it
on live
any
TV,
other way. I couldn't tell her how I felt any other way. So
Right.
that's how that.
So sometimes it's a personal message you're sending out.
This is going to sound kind of awful, but ideally it wouldn't be a personal message. Ideally, we'd get the phone call before we'd have to get the lyrics or the music. But I mean, it's a great form of expression.
So it's no question about it. It's a fabulous way to express yourself and to let people, to share. But there's also joy too. There's lots of fun things about your life that's going on. Are you working at Hercules?
No, I'm actually working for Barnes & Nobles.
Are you really?
I am. Cuts down great on the cost of rhyming dictionaries and lyric
Notebooks.
sheets.
Oh, I'm sure
Notebooks.
that
Yeah, so.
pencils. He still works with notebooks. This guy here. Do you have a little studio in your house that you cats can work on?
I do.
What are you working on? What kind of equipment do you got down there?
I've got
I'm assuming it's digital on.
Yeah. I usually use Logic Pro.
Okay.
For a Focusrite Liquid Sapphire 56. I've got a couple of good tube mics that I've been. I like to collect musical gear.
Yeah.
I've got a Rhodes at home.
Yeah.
I got a B3.
Sure.
All sorts of keyboards, all sorts of little gadgets that we can play around with. Hopefully, some tinkering and turn into a cool song, little idea.
Right. That's great.